journalism is going to use great headlines, catchy titles, and phenomenal photography and pictures, political cartoons, whatever it needs to get you to buy their newspaper. Today, it looks like great thumbnails. It looks like misleading titles. Some of the origins of this word start way back in the late 1800s and early 1900s, when there was a battle for the best newspaper of New York City. Anyways. So as two rival newspapers battle for space in the market, we get yellow journalism. They accuse each other of not being accurate. They accuse each other of stealing each other's employees. Pulitzer and his World, Hearst and his Journal. So Pulitzer has a newspaper that is trend-setting. It's going to make the headings much bigger than they need to be. It's going to have editors who are great and creative, and they're able to sell what he wants to sell. He's going to take a special interest in pictures, etc. And he's going to focus on crime, scandals, things that people are a little bit shocked and a little bit surprised about. Along comes Hearst. Hearst says there's room in the market for two, and I'm carving my spot out. He buys a failing publication and turns it into something special, but by doing things once again differently. Focusing on things that are entertaining for people to read. Focusing on things that people are interested in. Now, some of the high newspapers are really upset about these two newspapers carving out so much space. They're covering stories that aren't as important, but they're thinking we are selling what the people want. Sometimes it could be used to steer public opinion in a propaganda type way. Other times it cares nothing about steering people's opinions. Actually, I want to find out their opinion just so I can feed them what they want to read or watch. Has it changed history? It sure has. A number of times. Absolutely. So, we have to look at the Spanish-American War. When the USS Maine blew up in Havana Harbor, why it blew up was kind of a mystery. Newspapers didn't need that. These two newspapers knew it blew up, so they filled in the gaps where they needed to. Once again, it's not necessarily based on a lie, but it's sometimes based on spotty and incomplete evidence or research. We knew it blew up. We knew the problems that were going on in Cuba. So, we knew what Cuban independence could potentially mean economically. We knew that Spain wanted a tighter grip on Cuba. So, with the blowing up of the USS Maine, these two newspapers saw an opportunity to pump headlines. Attack, attack, attack. American people felt that Spain had included us in a war that we had yet to decide whether we wanted to participate in. It looked as if we were victims. And you know what? We should no longer be neutral. We should help Cuba gain its independence from this old beat-up empire, these tyrants. Now once again, public opinion is a huge thing politically. We live in a democracy. Did all the newspapers that printed the explosion of the USS Maine care about Cuban independence? Some of them did. Most of them probably just wanted to sell newspapers. So this is yellow journalism. Media journalism that is based on sensationalism and exaggeration. Not necessarily lies, but spotty or incomplete evidence. It's not necessarily responsible, not necessarily socially aware or concerned. Thanks for tuning in. Always like, share, and subscribe. Leave your questions in the comments below. Good luck on your next test, and just being a lifelong learner. See ya.